going on, everybody? Close that out. Welcome. Episode 88 of the New Now. Why talent isn't enough. Who's that hanging out with me already this afternoon? Nick Oregon, that's what I thought. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year to you. How'd you guys finish last month? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Let me title this up. There we go. So this is episode 88 of the Nooner. For those of you tuning in late, those of you popping in on YouTube after the fact, this is the Nooner every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard. Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time. I'm popping in, dropping a noontime nugget about sales, business, or life. I am your host. My name is David Bradley. Thank you guys for joining me today. You can find me on the Twitter at David R. Bradley. Nick finished strong last month. Okay, guys, so my buddy Nick Oregon, if you're just tuning in, over at Shimmer GM in Mendota, Illinois, had a strong month, finished up strong. Vernon Bradley showed up. Nice to see you, Vernon Bradley. Oops, I did that again. Welcome. I'm just going to favor that. I'm going to retweet it. Kapowie! All right. So today we're going to be talking about why talent isn't enough. So let me go through some formal introductions for you guys. First and foremost, welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the favors, the restreams in advance. My name is David Bradley. I am your host. This is the Nooner. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time. I'm dropping in and giving a noontime nugget about either sales, business, or life. On Tuesdays, I like to talk about a different trait of a great salesperson. If you hit the internet, you can see Grant's got a list. There's about 50, 65 of them, depending on what list you land on. If you're a subscriber to Cardone On Demand or Cardone University, that's an entire module of training. There's 65 different traits in there of what makes a great salesperson. So I'm going to take a different trait every Tuesday and just sort of break it down, dig into it a little bit deeper. And the purpose of that is literally to give you a piece of motivation, a piece of inspiration, a tool, a concept, something you can grab a hold of and take with you into the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. So, who am I? So, in addition to being your host, I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. I've been doing that since March of 2011, so I'm going to be hitting 5 years right around the corner. Studied Grant since 2003. Grant's technology took me from barely surviving in sales to thriving in it. So when I got an opportunity to share that with other people and pass that data on, I was all in. Where can I sign up? So it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys today, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to communicate this valuable data to other people. What we do in our company is we work to increase production, usually to the tune of 15 to 30%, sometimes more, simply by helping them find and then handle missed opportunities. So if you look at where opportunity may be leaking out in your organization and you'd like some help with that, plug in that leak, I'm your guy. My name is David Bradley. You can reach me at 310-777-0352. That's my direct number. You can also get me, David, at grantcardone.com. And with that, 75% of what we do here, 100% free. Okay. Give is a very important strategy in getting your information out there, getting into the public eye, and delivering value. So that's what I want to do in these Nooners. Two of the things on me. I'm the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. Smoked cigarettes for 15 years, roughly. I mean, like full on. I dabbled in it prior, but couldn't quit. Tried many times, and I couldn't figure it out. But eventually I found a way to stop. And what I found, though, is that there's a difference between quitting and stopping. One is empowering, and the other is disempowering. So I wrote a book on that, what I found, what worked for me, because, hey, if it worked for me, it'll work for you. So if you want more on that, go to stopdon'tquit.com. That's my website. You can also find it up on amazon.com. New Year's resolutions are strong today. We're on the 5th now. So for a lot of people that are trying to stop right now, this could be a very important day for you. So if you'd like to get a copy of that book, you can also have it on Kindle, right? So might be a good place to read. Especially if you're struggling, you don't have to wait for the actual hard copy to get shipped to you. Hook up on that. Third thing, I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is about home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. This is also my next book project. I don't believe you got to go to the gym to get in the best shape of your life. I think you can do that from home. You can do it in the garage. You can do it in the backyard, at the local park. But you certainly don't need to go to the gym to do it. You can get it done. I think gravity is probably the best resistance out there. So let me do a couple shout-outs. So Nick, hey, thank you for being here. Vern, thank you so much. Danielle, Daniel, it looks like. Daniel, appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning in to the Nooner. Welcome. If you're on the stream and I can't see you, leave a comment below so I can say hi to you, because it looks like there's 6, but I'm only seeing 3 people. So let's talk about talent. We all know what that is, right? Is it enough? Okay, so what we're going to be looking at today is a different trait of a great salesperson. So Grant says, great salespeople have the work ethic of an obsessed person and the persistence of a maniac. Okay, so great salespeople have the work ethic of an obsessed person and the persistence of a maniac. Who do you know like that? Who can you think of? Start, because I'm going to throw a question out that I want some participation. So start thinking with, man, who do I know? Okay. So what this boils down to, though, are work ethic traits. What are traits of people with a really solid work ethic? Do you consider yourself? This is the challenge now. I mean, and if you got a notebook, right, maybe answer these. Be very honest with yourself. Do you consider yourself to be? Do you think you have the work ethic of an obsessed person? Do your work ethic traits match those of an obsessed person? Do you have the persistence of a maniac? Okay, if not, and you're really looking to hit it, then this is an opportunity to really reevaluate. So, look, if you want to be great, if you want to dominate in your space, if you want to dominate in your marketplace, you're going to have to do things that may be a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to have this really, really, really solid work ethic. Okay, this is my, hey Laura, thanks for being here. We're talking about work ethic and why talent isn't enough. What are your work ethic traits? That's what we're talking about. So are you willing to do whatever it takes? I mean, really. You have to be willing to do the stuff others will not do. And I think we should spend a moment to just really define what that means. So when you hear Grant or you hear me quoting Grant talking about do what others won't, what does that mean to you? So I'm going to continue on, but I'd love to get a comment down below. What specifically does that mean? Do what others refuse to do. Okay, a couple things we'll just talk about in a second. But you got to start thinking about, am I willing to go there? Am I willing to go this extra mile? Okay, because this is where we come back to it. Talent will not get you there. Talent alone does not get you there. If you go down to Venice Beach right now, there's a lot of talented guys that are shooting hoop down there in the basketball courts. In fact, any major large city with a basketball court, you will see some severe talent. NBA caliber performances. But why aren't they? Something's missing. They got plenty of talent. Okay? Follow? So you can't just rely on that. Okay? You got to put your faith, which is your belief, okay? And then you got to put your efforts and have your work ethic in, okay? So you got to show up. Show up early. Stay late. These are things that others refuse to do. How many people do you know that you work with or have worked with in the past that show up right on time? That if they accidentally get to work early, they'll wait in the parking lot. They walk in right on time or a minute late. And they leave right on time or a minute early. Right? Who do you know like that? Okay, great salespeople, great business people are willing to do whatever it takes, which means I'll stay late, I'll show up early, I'll bust hump. I'll put in the extra hours. I'll work more from home if I need to. Okay? They'll go the extra mile. What does the extra mile look like in your business? This is for everybody. Maybe write some things down. What are some things that I can do beyond just being a good guy, being fun? Okay? There's a lot of talented salespeople out there that don't practice their craft. They don't train. They simply rely on their God-given gifts, which means what? They're leaving money on the table every month. I'm doing okay. Early bird gets the worm, Nick Organ says. Heck yeah. So here's what Grant says. He says that your mission, you want to have a mission to be like when you walk into a room, people are like, okay, now that guy, he's got his together. That dude is on point. Just by the way you carry yourself. Hopefully you've taken enough action where people know who you are. People are like, dude, hey, do you see who that is? That's Nick Organ, man. Jesus. Right? That's where you want to be. And if you're not there yet, act as if. But in order to do that truthfully, you got to earn that by showing up early, staying late, doing whatever it takes, going the extra mile, and never ever quit. Don't lower the target. Don't quit. Everybody else is giving up. You keep going forward. If I go down swinging. So, I want you to write down. Think of 5 people that you know personally in your life, in your space. They can be dead, they can be alive. You can think of maybe, you had a grandfather who had this amazing work ethic that you admired, but he's passed on. Write it down. You got an uncle, cousin, friend, coworker, boss, ex-boss, teacher, coach. Who can you think of from your personal life that had this massive, massive impact on you based on their work ethic? So just write these 5 down. Okay, I'm going to give you, Grant is an obvious example, but I found an article over on Business Insider that listed some pretty cool, factoids. So I'm going to give you 9 of these. Check this out, okay? Lakers superstar Kobe Bryant completely changed his shooting technique rather than stop playing after breaking a finger. So what is that equivalent to? That's basically learning how to write with your opposite hand. I'm a lefty. So if I had to learn to write right-handed, that's basically what Kobe did. Rather than not play, change his entire shooting style. Obsessed maniac. Most players would have been just like, just take some time off. Screw it. Kobe's like, get me back in there. Nick Organ, Jocko has an obsessed, maniacal work ethic. But no, I'm glad you brought that up. That's somebody to look after, man. That's a really good, for those of you just popping in on this, there's a book called Extreme Ownership. Jocko Willink, Leif Babin, fantastic book. Those are 2 additional fantastic examples of work ethic. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban didn't take a vacation for 7 years while starting his first business. Okay, so we go back to doing what others refuse to do. How many people have to take a vacation? Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos' high school classmate gave up. His classmates gave up when he decided he wanted to be valedictorian. So here's the story. So he's in high school. He makes an announcement. I will be valedictorian. And everyone else was like, screw it. I'll never get it. If Jeff's going for it, forget about it. You can be second place. You scared everybody off. Okay? Michael Jordan spent his off-season taking hundreds of jump shots a day. Proud but never satisfied, that guy. Right? Venus and Serena Williams were up hitting tennis balls at 6 a.m. from the time they were 7 and 8 years old. What were you doing at 6 a.m. when you were 7 and 8? I was asleep. I was hoping my parents would forget I was in the house and not come wake me up to take me to school. These girls are out hitting balls. That's right. Joe DeSena, Spartan Up. I'm reading that right now. Loving it. American Idol host Ryan Seacrest hosts a radio show. So he's on the radio from 5. Okay, so regardless of whether you like the guy or not, I mean, I think he's a pretty cool dude. How hard does this dude work? Holy crap, Ryan Seacrest, right? He does a radio show, which is now nationally syndicated, right? He's got the Saturday Top 40 that I think he took over for Casey Kasem. He's doing, he's got a full-on production company. He shows up on E. He's doing the New Year's Eve thing, right? Dude, this guy busts hump. Okay? You know. Go check out his W-2 if you haven't seen it. Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks, continues to work from home after putting in a 13-hour day. So he's the CEO. Probably doesn't really need to put in a 13-hour day. Right? But he does. Right? And then when he goes home, he's still at it. General Electric CEO Jeffrey Immelt spent 24 years putting in 100-hour weeks. So this is what's interesting. And in this Business Insider article, if you want the link for it, just shoot an email out to david@grantcardone.com and I'll send it to you. But I saw that a lot. It wasn't just Mr. Immelt or Howard Schultz. Marissa Mayer, Yahoo CEO, 130-hour work week. 130 hours, 100 hour. Okay. This comes right back to doing what others refuse to do. They probably didn't get overtime. They weren't where they were at when they started this deal, right? They go the extra mile. They show up early. They stay late. They put in. High levels of success will only come from an obsessive work ethic, lots of 10x effort, go the extra mile, do whatever it takes, do what others refuse to do. Somebody tells Grant once, hey, and I've heard this, if you do what you love, you'll be successful. Okay, so who loves? Find me a 7 or an 8-year-old that would be happy about getting up at 6 a.m. and going out and banging balls. Who wants to put in a 100-hour work week? 130. Who wants to work 13 hours at Starbucks, grinding it out, and then come home and keep going? Who wants to do that? Okay. Who wants to get your hand all busted up, but instead learn how to shoot with the other hand so you can keep playing? Who does that? Nobody wants to do that. Okay. If you really truly want more success in your life, you got to do the things you don't want to do. You got to do the stuff that you even hate. What did Ali say? I hated training, right? I hated every minute of it. But he was in for a purpose bigger than himself. Hey, commit now, suffer now, come out the other end a champion. Did he? Would you say he's immortal at this point? Yeah. So go back to the 5 people. Hey, Lydia, thanks for popping in. Go back to the 5 people. 5 people that you know personally, close to you, with a powerful, powerful, strong work ethic. Think of those people. Did they get that way just by doing what they love? That coach that changed your life, right? That teacher that changed your life. Did they want to show up every day? Did they want to teach kids for 6-7 hours and then flip around and grade papers? No. But they were committed to something. Okay? So, here's your challenge for the nooner, and then I'm out. What are you refusing to do right now in your life? What are you refusing to do that you know, if you started doing it, would have an immediate, powerful, dramatic impact on your 2016? On your day, your week, your month, your year? What are you refusing to do that you know, if I just did that, I'd have more success? Take your if-onlys and leave them in 2015. Ooh, that might be my Nooner quote. Leave your if-onlys in 2015. Love it. I'm smart. All right, guys, that's been episode 88 of the Nooner. Why talent isn't enough. It's not. You got to add skill, persistence, work ethic. How's yours? Okay. Hey, if you just tuned in, you want to get this from the beginning, hit me up on YouTube later on this afternoon. YouTube.com/Cardone Solutions. I got a playlist up there called The Nooner. You can catch up on all 87 previous episodes. If I can help you in your business in any way, shape, or form, call me up, 310-777-0352. Email me, david@grantcardone.com. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, traveling with clients, but I'll be back Thursday, and we'll be talking about an article Grant put up on LinkedIn the other day, which I thought was amazing. So I'll be sharing that with you guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. This has been The Nooner. I'm your host, David Bradley. Be great, because nothing else pays, and you are greatness. Don't fight it. See you tomorrow. No, see you Thursday. Sorry. See you Thursday.